Hey, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits. Welcome to my FlossTube. I have a decent list of things that I want to chat about this fortnight, so let's get started. So I like to usually mix up the order that I talk about things, such as I might start with works in progress and then the next time I might start with a finished piece, or I don't usually start with things that happened IRL, but you get the gist. And I don't remember what I did last FlossTube, so I'm just gonna go with what feels correct, and we're gonna start with works in progress this FlossTube. I have one new work in progress, and it was kind of by accident, which is a little confusing and I don't really know how to explain it, but let's start with that one. So it's this piece here, which is called, what's it called? Butterfly Garden. It's by Pigeon Coop Designs, which is the same one, the same person that has the book that I got recently, the Cross Stitch in the Forest. He did, this, which I will talk about this a bit more outside of work in progress topic, but just know that I have this work in progress, which is super cute. And I don't think you can really tell, but this fabric is like a really dusty pink and it's really nice. It matches the colors of the pattern really well. So there's that. This one that I'm holding, I don't know why I'm looking at all the others, but I have this one which is becoming dangerously close to finishing, and I was gonna try and leave it and finish it in October. The only reason I can explain why is so that I would have a finished piece in October. That's the only reason why. But it's this one here, which is called Design 7, because it's from the book Cross Stitch for the Soul. So this book here. And yeah, I'll show you my bookmark fell out. The contents page looks like this. And so the names of all the designs are just Design 1, Design 2, Design 3. And so this is Design 7, which is here. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. So as you can probably see, I've made a few slight changes. One of the things you can't really tell, and that is, hold on, I need to put this back. Otherwise it's just gonna crush everything because it's kind of heavy. So these straight lines here and here, I've changed the color of the green. So in the pattern there are 3 green colors, and the mid green and the dark green are pretty similar in tone. And I don't know, I wanted to just change it. So I did. So yeah, this is now the mid green instead of the darkest green. And same with this one. I also I added 2 colors in for the word in. I added in these purple colors because in the pattern this word is using the blues from the yourself, and I didn't like how it kind of, what is this? I didn't like how it combined the 2 words to make it kind of look like one word. So yeah, I sort of looked at my color chart that I have and picked a color that I felt was in between the 2. I did it while my mum was still visiting, and she told me she didn't like the colors I picked, but sorry. I like it. I think it suits it well. The other thing I'm going to do, and I haven't done it yet because I keep forgetting to grab a color, is there's a pink that's supposed to go in these 2 flowers as like a little middle kind of bit, and the little holes that you see in the petals, it goes in that too. I really did not like the pink in the pattern when I started stitching it on the flowers. It was just like completely wrong looking. So I'm gonna pick just a lighter shade of this pink, or darker, I don't know, I haven't decided now that I think about it, but I'm gonna, change that pink and stitch that. So yeah. But I think this is really cute. As you can see, I've started on the outline of the blue and it's made the letters pop really well, which is awesome. So yeah, there's that one. My next work in progress is my car project, which I've done a fair amount on, as you'll be able to see. I'm still going through the dark green, which is mostly trees. There's some bits of houses, as you can see, and I'm currently stitching a tree down here. Yeah, not much else to say on that. It's just cute, and as always, I recommend Flossie Fox Shop, who's the designer of this pattern, and the other pattern that's very similar to this that I've already finished. Oh, the pattern I just showed you, the Believe in Yourself, is by Emma Congdon, who's also known as Stitch Rovia on Etsy and I think social media posts. So if you, I talked about the other designer, so yeah, I need to have continuity. Anyway, that's what I've done of that one. I think I've also filled in a couple of missing bits of brown since last FlossTube, but I can't remember. So that one can go back in my car now. The next work in progress is my Deadly Aquarium, which I have not finished yet. All of the pieces of the pattern have been released now, if you aren't following along with that stitch along. But yeah, so everything's been released. I'm currently working on the last exhibit, which is this crocodile down here, and there's also a puffin that's sitting on top of the sign that you can see here. So yeah, this is in dire need of an iron, but I'm too nervous to iron my work before I've washed it, because as you can potentially see, I grid it with little blue dots, and I don't know for certain if ironing it, like using the heat on top of it, will seal in those water soluble dots. So it's in dire need of an iron, but it's just gonna have to wait. But this is what it looks like. It's very cool. I got my mum hooked on it while she was here. She started the frame for the aquarium before she left. And yeah, it's just very nice. Yay! I recommend that you get this if you haven't already, because yeah, you'll just get the whole thing if you purchase it now, because I know that because that's what my mum did. But that one I'm hoping to get done ideally before next FlossTube, and I mean, I totally can if I put in the effort, because yeah, as I talked about last FlossTube, I think, once I've finished that one, I will be picking up my Haunted Library again, which I'm still bummed that that's on 14 count, but that's okay. It's just a big piece, so that's okay. It still looks awesome, and yeah, I am looking forward to picking it up again and continuing that, especially this time of year because it's Halloween themed-ish. My last work in progress is my flower field, which I am technically 6 days behind. So I wrote it down. I'm up to 244 days, or flowers, I should say. I finished up to the end of August, so I got caught up before the end of the month, which is awesome. And I remember last FlossTube I was really far behind as well. I mean, I have been for a few FlossTubes, but the last one I hadn't stitched my husband's birthday yet, so I will point out his birthday, which is this one here with little sparkles. So yeah, that one's his birthday, and I got him to roll the dice for his birthday flower as well, like I did with my kids. That's where I'm at, and I will get caught up this weekend, probably, fingers crossed. It's interesting to see the signs in their placement, where it's this diagonal line. I will definitely be stitching one of these next year, and I'll be doing the flower meadow, as you probably could guess, which you can get the flower, either the flower field and I'll link the flower meadow as well in the description below, so you can see the difference between the two. But my point is I will not be doing such a wide piece of fabric for that one, so that it doesn't almost hit a month, per line, because I couldn't really, I mean, I calculated how much fabric you would need based on averages, but I couldn't really guess exactly how much you would need, like width-wise and length-wise and everything like that. Yeah, so I got this piece of fabric, which is enormous, and I will likely cut roughly the halfway mark for the, you know, for the finish of it. It'll be a little bit past the halfway mark, I'd say. But yeah, if I do that, then I will probably use this piece of fabric again, because I did give it huge margins along the edge. But I will cut it, I will stitch it like this. So I'll stitch it vertically, because I don't plan on doing these like every single year, having them as like a collection. That was never my intent. So I don't mind if this one's horizontal and the next one's vertical. So yeah, anyway. Plus I think it'd be nice to have one of each kind of style so that I can show both variations. So I forgot to say that the Deadly Aquarium piece is by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. So if you want to get that, check her out. Anyway, let's move on to finished pieces, because I actually have one this fortnight. If you may or may not have figured it out, because I didn't share it as a work in progress. So it's this piece here, which is Fox and Butterflies by Pigeon Coop Designs. This is from his book that I shared a couple of FlossTubes ago, which is Cross Stitch in the Forest. And this was really nice to stitch up. I did make a bunch of changes. So for starters, I didn't do it on the fabric color that he suggested. I really liked this even weave color that I had already, and it was already the perfect size to stitch it. So I'm like, it's calling to be on this piece of fabric. But the blue and the pink were not in the design. So I added those in because I didn't like the thought of the three butterflies being the same color but different shapes and designs. So it made sense to me to make them really different looking. And to tie it all in, I added the pink and the blue in the flowers down the bottom. In hindsight, I should have done like pink, blue, yellow, and then, you know, in the lighter versions of each color, pink, blue, yellow. I should have done something like that, but I didn't. It's all good. I think this still looks nice. Yeah, let me know what you think. And let me know if you've got the book and what you stitched, if anything, yet from it, because I would love to know. So that book has been put away, and I have more patterns that I want to stitch from it, but I want to work on other pieces that I've already like started in the meantime. And I just realized I have another work in progress, so hang on. So yeah, I actually have another work in progress, so oops. It's a piece that I haven't been, I reminded myself, because it's a piece that I started probably 12 months ago and did maybe 40 or 50 stitches on it only, and then put it away because I had other things that I needed to work on, I guess. But it's this piece here. So this is Pretty Little Seattle by Satsuma Street. Oh my gosh, I couldn't remember. So, yeah, I've been working on all of the purples. I've just finished the light purple color, and I will be moving on to gray, I believe. Yeah, I am gonna make some changes. I don't want to make changes to patterns necessarily, but this one I'm definitely gonna make a change, because I won't show you up close, but this is the overview of the pattern. And this mountain is Mount Rainier, because of course, and like her other Pretty Little Cities pieces, the background is really stripy, so it's between two colors that are really similar, and the snowtop mountain bit is white and a light blue, and I don't like that. I don't like that it's blue, like that bright of a blue. So I'm going to add in another color because that blue is elsewhere, so it's not the only place it's going to be. But I'm going to add in like a a really, really faint light blue. And I have like an inkling of what color. I'll look it up because I want to just double check. So there's 3756, which is like one of the lightest blues. There's also 3753. So I'm gonna kind of fiddle with it a little bit when I get to it. I will likely stitch the white in first and then come in and make that like the very last thing that I do, potentially, so that I can get the coloring looking the way that I want it to look. But anyway, so that's where I'm at for that. And this has been kind of tricky to work with. This fabric is really rigid. Like, as you can see, my back, the back of it is like really hard and crunchy. And the holes are really tight. So I'm often finding it hard to get the needle to come up through the back because I just can't find where any holes are. So anyway, but it's been nice to pick this back up and sort of get started on it again, because I do have the other 2 cities of places that my husband and I have lived in completed, and if I can get that done, that would be awesome. I could have all 3 of them finished, and I'm planning on finishing them in hoops, so I could have them all hooped up and hang them up on the wall. That would be cool. So there's that one. Anyway, so yeah, I do have a finished piece, which is that one. I almost knocked a pen off the table. That one. Ta-da. Back to where we were. So I just had some of my smoothie and now I got bits of food. Hopefully I don't have any food on my teeth because I put blueberries in my smoothie, and more often than I care to admit, I end up getting blueberry skin on my teeth. So fingers crossed I don't have any food on my teeth. So what was I saying? Most likely next FlossTube, I hope, I will have a bunch of different works in progress to show you. And that's because I am going to be starting on Christmas gifts for my family. I have the patterns all printed out and ready to go. I need to spend some time, hopefully today, but it's getting late, so it might not be today, but hopefully over the weekend, if I can do it in secret. I can collect fabric and the floss that I need, which is not a lot of floss, and you'll understand why. But that'll be good, that'll be exciting. I do like starting new projects. I just have to double check how much 18 count fabric I have, because I do need to stitch things on 18 count for this set of Christmas gifts. And it is kind of a set, which is exciting. But there are other patterns that I have printed out. I've got so many. I actually went through and listed all of my wants for works in progress. Like this stack of, that was probably a really awkward shot of me just then. But this stack of paper is all of the patterns that I want to work on. But there's, I'll separate these now while I'm here. There's that. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I listed out my wants to stitch on my website, which I will link in the description below. It's my WIP page, so my work in progress page, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. I should group them by designer or something. Some of them are really old, as in like I got them a long time ago. Oh, and here's the freebie pattern for the stitch along. So I knew that there would be one because she always does one. So that I'll need to figure out the fabric to match it, because I don't have a piece of fabric to match it. I'll have to take in the work in progress. Oh, actually no, I think I do have the fabric to match it because I took it in and I color matched it. Oh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Anyway, there's that. Other stitchy related stuff. I currently have a sale going on for my 2024 ornaments. I've opened up those for orders again as of the start of September, and until the 15th of September, if you use the code XMAS24, so XMAS24, in the cart, then you'll get 15% off. I know a lot of people who follow my FlossTube are stitchers already, so I don't expect many of you watching at home to be interested in that at all, but ornaments are available if you are so inclined to share my profile on Instagram or my website, the actual page of ornaments themselves or whatever, with your friends and family who aren't stitchers. If you don't already stitch these kinds of things, that would be amazing. I would super appreciate that. I unfortunately so far haven't got any orders, but it is the early stages and it is early in the year for people thinking about Christmas gifts, as well as just things like holiday decorations. But the sooner I get those in, then the better, because I have more time to work on them and make them extra special. So that's why I open up orders at the start of September. And yeah, this will be the 4th year that I do ornaments, I hope, if I get any. But I am looking forward to stitching them, and I mean, I'll find a way to make some. I always do each year. I always add in some freebie ones, and I'm sure I'll think of something again this year. So yeah, I'll have some even more works in progress, like different works in progress later on in the year, because I'll probably start stitching those either in the second half of September or at the beginning of October. It depends on how things go, basically. But yeah, I like to start taking orders early so that I know what to expect later on. And if you don't know, my aim is to get those completed and in the mail by Thanksgiving, so that people can have them throughout the whole of December instead of them arriving just before Christmas, and then you don't get to really see them and enjoy them until like next year when you hang them up again. So yeah, that's my schedule for them. The other thing is, I talked about this last FlossTube, but I'm looking to make kits of a few of my patterns. I'm starting with just one, which will be Floss Daily. I'll put the link in the description for the pattern so that you can see what it looks like. But basically I got the second kit that I talked about last FlossTube for me to sort of assess what was in it and make sure that I hadn't forgotten anything. And I was right, everything that I thought of was in both kits that I purchased. And that's what this was. This was the kit that I ordered, which was done up amazingly. Like he's done an amazing job on his patterns. Oh, and look at my little needle minder. It's a little butterfly too. Isn't that cute? I have a lot to live up to if I want to be making a kit that's on par with his. I won't be able to do anything like his straight away because I don't even know how to print onto card. Like this is the floss card that he does. And it's on a card, and it had the needle in these holes, and it's got the symbols and numbers of floss on the other side. My printer, I've realized I can't print onto hard paper like this. Like I don't have a way to feed it from the back so that it just goes meow through the printer. It has to curve through my printer. And so that's less than ideal. I was hoping to be able to print onto cardstock so I could do stuff like this. So yeah, I've got to sort of go back to the drawing board a little bit, and I'll figure something out. Kits will happen. My hope is to get them ready for the holiday season, basically, so that I can promote them and sell them as a good gift idea for new stitchers. Look out for those, because, I don't know, I said so. So things that have been happening in real life, I mentioned about my mum, and she finished her holiday over here and went back home last Friday. So, oh my gosh, that means she's been gone for a week, which has gone really fast. So yeah, she went home last week. I drove her to the airport, which made me able to skip out on school pickup, which is nice, a nice break. It was sad to see her go and sad to say goodbye, but hopefully we'll be able to organise another visit sometime next year, because it's not going to happen this year, obviously. But it was lovely to have her here, and lovely for my girls to get to hang out with their nanny again, and yeah, we miss her. Before she left, it was the start of school, which I'll talk about in a sec, but we had a couple of days where she and I just got to hang out, just the two of us. And we went to Chihuly Garden in Seattle, and that was really pretty. I'll put some photos that I took over the top of my face. It was just a nice outing. We had lunch, we had a very early lunch, but it was a really sunny day, very nice. It was just really cool to see all that glass sculptures and everything. And if you're in the area, I recommend you go there just to have a wander around in the peace and quiet and enjoy all the colours, basically, and take lots of photos. I got my mum to take a couple of pictures of me stitching, because we planned on just sort of sitting in the quiet somewhere nice and stitching. Well, she took her crocheting, but yeah, I asked if she could take some photos of me stitching just so that I can use them online. I don't know what I'm going to use them for just yet, but they're there basically, so that's good. So yeah, as I said, it was back to school last week for my girls. The school district here always starts the week before Labor Day weekend, which is weird and good, because it means that the first weekend they have is a long weekend, which, you know, lets the kids kind of ease back into it a little bit. And it was really cute. My youngest was beside herself with excitement to start 3rd grade. We had meet the teacher the day before school started, so she got to see her classroom, and she got to meet her teacher, who's new to our school, not to the school district, but just to our school. We were invited to come half an hour early to meet the teacher, because my oldest is special needs, and after the school break, she's always very easily overstimulated, basically, and meet the teacher is, you know, kids everywhere and grown-ups everywhere and lots of noise and just lots of movement, and it's just way overstimulating for her. So last year it was a disaster. She barely made it into the building. So this year we got invited to come half an hour early, and I contacted my youngest teacher and said, hey, we're going to be there a bit early. Will you be able to meet us there a bit early as well? So she said yes, and so it all worked out. It was great. That was awesome. And although my oldest was like, I don't want to go to school on the Tuesday, the first day of school, she came home and she was like, I love school, oh my gosh. And so that was really nice. And I did take first day of school photos with this like chalkboard sign that we have, and I still haven't photoshopped the words onto them, so bad me. I don't have time in the morning on the day to write the actual stuff on there, because each year my oldest is like, I don't want to go to school. So I've just got to get like a quick photo basically as soon as I can when she's willing to do it. Anyway, school went back. It's been awesome. Yesterday and today I haven't had any appointments, and so I've just been able to chill and catch up on my inbox basically. My inbox is a disaster. It's so bad. But yeah, a thing that happened this week was I had an appointment with my foot doctor. It was actually with a nurse at the doctor's office, but that's okay. I got the stitch removed from my toe, so yay! It didn't hurt, so that was surprising and awesome. She was like very disappointed that there was only one stitch in my toe, which I found funny. But yeah, it was quick and painless and easy, and now I don't have a stitch, and I just have this weird scab on my toe, which will heal up obviously and go away. That ties into what I'm hoping to be able to do before next FlossTube, which is start back up at martial arts. I haven't been told to not go back, basically, because I haven't had new hardware put in since May. I've just had stuff taken out. I'll obviously take it very easy, but I'm really, really anxious and excited to get back to martial arts, and so keep your fingers crossed for me with that. That'll happen not today that I release it, but next Monday. So yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be exciting. And I look forward to seeing all my friends that I've made at martial arts. Sweating a lot again. The last thing that is going to happen, which is today is going to happen, is I have to take both of my girls to get immunizations done, so the COVID and flu shots. Oh my god, they're both so nervous, and I'm trying to just not dread it completely because they're both nervous. It's gonna suck. And by the time this is released, it'll all been done, it'll all be fine. But just spare a thought for past me today having to do this, because it's not gonna be fun. And that's everything. That's everything that's been going on. I double checked my calendar already. I've been looking around my desk for anything else to talk about, and I don't think there is. So I'm gonna leave it there. Hope that I have new stuff that's Two Little Kits related to talk about next FlossTube, because there is something that I'm hoping will either have started or will start soon by the time next FlossTube is time to record. So that'll be good. That'll be exciting, and I hope you guys will be excited about it too. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time and your support, your kind words. I wrote a blog post about that actually, which I will link in the description below. So if you can like the video and subscribe to my channel, that is super helpful and free, obviously, for you to do, and you can always undo it at any time. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts about anything I've talked about. That'd be great. And until next time, I will see you on the internet. Bye.